Good morning, everybody. Hadn't heard from you guys in a few days. You hadn't heard from me, but it's all cool. To my new subscribers, welcome to my channel, Day 27 Healing. And my name is Destiny. And my channel is about spirituality and mental health combined. Some days I might talk about the spiritual stuff, some days I might talk about the mental health stuff. But all of it correlates together in some sort of way. So, yeah. And if you ever have any questions, you can reach out to me on here or you can hit me up at Day 27 Healing on my Facebook page. Or you can inbox me on my page, whichever way you need to. But anyway, today I want to talk about forgiving, letting go, and moving forward. Now, some of our problems is that we cannot process our feelings. Basically meaning we get stuck in a feeling. We don't let that feeling go. And the reason why we're feeling that feeling is because of something that may have happened to us. Feelings or emotions or whatever you want to call them are there they're almost like a safety mechanism, but sometimes we hold on to them because we feel like it's protecting us in a sense, but it's really not. So for example, you get cheated on by your significant other. And just let's say, your relationship has been going great for a very long time and y'all never had any reasons to question each other's loyalty or faithfulness, and then boom, they cheat. And you're just like, why did this happen to me? What went wrong? Or sometimes, people blame themselves when they get cheated on. What did I do wrong? What did I lack at in a relationship? Things like that. And just to say, the feeling that you feel the most is sadness, or anger, whichever one. We're going to bounce off of that. So when you're feeling these feelings are there to help you understand what has happened to you, because you've never heard of nobody being happy that they got cheated on, or unless they were wanting to get out the relationship and they wasn't confident enough to do it themselves, so they kind of in a sense manifested that, because everything that's happening right in front of you is you manifested it some kind of way. But we'll get into that later. But what I really want you to understand is actually harboring and holding on to those feelings. And this further proves to me why time does not exist. Because if time exists, it makes me wonder, like, if when you hold on to the stuff and time exists, could you actually slow time down and be in the past? Or could you fast forward and move to the future? You get what I'm saying? But basically what I'm saying is a lot of people, are ahead in their lives beyond their circumstances and the things that happen to them, but they're still actually stuck in that moment of what happened to them. Like, for example, the person that got cheated on, basically. It may have happened in 2015, 2016, and now it's 2018. They still go about with their regular life, and everybody else around them is in 2018 doing what they need to do, and they're doing their thing too, but inside they're still in 2016. You get what I'm saying? Because things happen simultaneously. For people that don't look at time as being real, like myself. Like, I now, don't get me wrong, like, if I know my ass got to get up at 7 to take BJ to school and all that, cool. Time was created. I don't know if some people call it an illusion, but for me, from a positive side, it helps keep, I guess, people on track, so to say. But still, even then, some people still are never on time and all of that. But anywho, let's get back to the whole cheating thing. So basically, this person's emotions and feelings and everything is 2 years behind. And just let's say their significant other has accepted what they've done, apologized, and made the necessary changes to assure their significant other that's hurting, I'll never do it again. And like guilt, like the person that cheated could have been holding off to guilt and could have been stuck in time, but that person made the move to move forward to better the relationship. Now, a lot of people would say, Well, you can't blame the person that's hurting. You're right. You can't blame them from hurting from something that happened to them that was out of their control. But what they can be blamed for is holding on to those feelings, knowing that they still want to be in a relationship and move forward. A lot of people are like, well, how do you let go? How do you let go? Just really look within yourself and be real about it. Think about it. Okay, I got cheated on. You know what I'm saying? You got to tell yourself that I got cheated on. This hurt me really bad. Recognize those actual feelings, whether it's sadness, anger, disappointment. Sometimes it can be a combination of all. Pay attention to all of it, and most importantly, pay attention to the strongest feeling. Most of the time, the strongest feeling for some people can be anger or sadness. You know what I'm saying? And I've been cheated on, in other relationships and things like that. And my biggest thing was anger, because I'm like, hey, I'm being faithful. I'm not doing anything wrong to you, so why am I deserving of this? You know what I'm saying? But in actuality, I look back at it, it's just a lesson, for me to learn how to process anger. And a lot of times when things like this happen to us from a spiritual perspective, we don't look at it from that way. We look at it from the emotional and the mental. But if you start to look at things from a spiritual perspective, this can be very helpful for you. From a spiritual perspective, you're like, okay, this is a lesson I need to learn. Not just how to process your feelings, but you might need to learn how to set certain boundaries. Don't allow people to do certain things to you. Things that you have control over, take control over. Things you don't create resistance in your life, because like if you're trying to control something that you can't, 9 times out of 10 it's going to happen in the opposite, because it's not your energy that you're holding on to, if that makes sense. So with that being said, people are like, how do I let go? How do I let go? You have to accept what happened to you. It's as simple as that. You have to accept it, because a lot of us try to push it away because it's something we didn't want to happen to us. So why do we want to accept something that happened to us? A lot of people confuse that with, oh, I'm just supposed to just lay down and accept the shit and let it happen. Well, in actuality, it already happened. You can't do anything to change it. And a lot of times our significant others are either our protectors or our nurturers, so we feel like we wasn't protected and nurtured in that time, so it manifests in all aspects of the relationship, which create further problems. And another thing, this is not just geared to relationships. This is to situations where, not, I say not romantic relationships. It can be relationships with your friends, your parents, and things like that. you know like the saying goes, you have people in your life that you cut off, then you have people that you're willing to keep in your life, even though that they may do something that's a little messed up or hurt your feelings. Because a lot of people have to understand no one is perfect. And I think when we get hurt by people, we're seeing the perfection, what's perfect to us about that person. So we don't, see that person can make mistakes. So when they do something like that, we blow it all out of proportion. It's okay to feel the feelings of sadness and anger. It's okay to be hurt, but eventually you're going to have to let it go. Forgive that person. Don't forgive them for them. Forgive them for you, so you can move forward. You can still go about with your life. And the reason why I'm saying this is because when you're stuck in an emotion for so long, it becomes a blockage for other things in your life. Just let's say you're always in the state of mind of, why can't I never get here, or why can't I never get there? Like, what's holding me back? It could be simple as something that happened to you with your parents, your significant other, a friend, or anybody, or something that happened to you that really hurt you, and you can be still stuck in that feeling. So think about it. You're stuck in that feeling. You're not allowing what was supposed to happen once you move beyond that feeling. So guess what? The universe is still going to keep sending you things to keep you in that vibration until you move forward. And it's not the universe's fault. Eventually it comes to a point you have to, take ownership and be like, okay, this is my fault. This has happened now. It's time to move forward. Moving forward means going on about your life, fixing that relationship if you want it to last. Even if it doesn't last, you still have to forgive and move on. You know what I'm saying? And forgiving and move on, you don't have to have that person back in your life ever again. You don't have to deal with them. But when you think about them and you start getting angry and mad all over again, that means you have not let go. You have not forgiven that person. Now, do we forget the things that happened to us? No. Sometimes they may come back as a reflection. They may come back as a trigger. If it's coming back as a trigger, you haven't let go of it. Now, I'm telling you this because I know for me, it's really hard for me to let stuff go. And still, even sometime now, so this is why I want to share it with you. You have to really just forgive a person and move on. Because holding on to that anger and you see this person happy and living life, it'll make you more. So you're like, how can you be happy after you did this to me? But in actuality, you're still stuck in that time frame from when everything happened because you're still angry, you're still upset, you're still feeling everything from when it happened, or it reminds you of it and you go right back. Sometimes you can leave out of that, but it's like it's a string that's attached to you that pulls you back every time something happens to you that reminds you of what that person did to you. So move forward in your life. And honestly, sometimes you don't have to forgive a person like soon as they do something to you. Still move forward with your life. You have to be strong enough within yourself to be like, hey, you know what? They did this to me, but I'm not gonna let this stop me from getting that degree I want, or getting the house I want, or getting my car, or fulfilling and living out my dreams. Because if you sit there and still think about it, be angry, that's all you're gonna attract to you. And a lot of people don't understand it. You attract things to you based on the vibration you in. So that type of vibration, just let's say you're stuck in that feeling, right, and you want to manifest a house, but you're in an apartment right now. You're sending out to the universe that you don't want this house. You want to stay in the apartment. Because think about it. You don't want the apartment. You don't want to be in an apartment no more, right? But think about the feeling that you're stuck in from what happened to you when somebody did you wrong or betrayed you. You don't want that feeling. You didn't want this to happen to you. But you know it happened, but you're still stuck in it. So you manifest other things that you don't want to happen. It's going to continue to repeat until you let it go and move forward. I promise you, it's simple, but does things like this take time? And some people say, well, how long do you heal from things? I'll tell someone as long as you need to. But I always say, take as long as you need to heal, but never get stuck. And being stuck means getting stuck in those feelings. Now, will you have days where things trigger you? Yes, but this is where you reassure yourself and like, hey, this is just a trigger. This is not real. That doesn't mean that my significant other, my mom, is going to repeat those same mistakes. Because they're not triggering you when they do things. You're going off of what has already happened to you. So it's like your defense mechanism. But you need to be careful of that because it's not a defense mechanism. That means you're healing. Because if you start to use it as a defense mechanism, you're going to start pulling yourself back into your rut, into your shit. You get what I'm saying? So, with that being said, move forward. Even when you have that trigger, just let's say you have a trigger, just let's say you and your significant other is talking about sex or something, and they say, yeah, I like to get it and do it this way. And just let's say that you're talking about when you found out they cheated, you found out that they did something like that with the other person. And that triggers you, be like, oh, so your trigger could be, oh, so you want to sit here and tell me this is what you want to do, and this is what you did when you cheated on me, huh? You might not even say it out loud, but that trigger can hit you, in your brain, and you just like, but that's the part where you stop yourself, be like, hey, they're not talking about this right now. This is me. This is something I've internalized, and this is something I'm healing from, and I have to let this go. They're not talking to me about this. Step out of your emotion and use your logic, because a lot of us do not use our logic. And logic save your life. I'm just going to be real. Emotions can kill you. Emotions will kill you. Logic will save your life. Does this mean you're not supposed to be emotional or feel emotional? No. But use your logic in everything. Use your logic. Emotions are there to give you an understanding. It's to understand of what's going on. But you're not supposed to sit in those emotions. They're there to help you understand. You're not supposed to make decisions off of emotions, because when you make a decision off of emotion, and emotions change. So that's why it's never safe to make decisions off of emotions. Make decisions off the reality. If you don't like the word logic too much, let's say reality. The reality is, you and your significant other talking about something for y'all, something they want to engage in with you. They're not talking about when they cheated on you. You feel it because you're still processing your emotions. But once again, reassure yourself so you can move forward. Reassure yourself as, okay, this is something in the past. This is not affecting me no more. This is already happening. I accepted this. This is just because of me going through those feelings. So my brain has gotten used to this being here. So it's like, it's kind of like a reminder, but it doesn't have to be a reminder no more, because I'm moving past it. I'm healing from it. I don't have to deal with it no more. And to sum it all up, we have to stop sitting in our own shit, because shit stinks. Yeah, we might be used to it. We know how it smells. We know what it is. We know where it's coming from. But eventually, you're going to get tired of smelling in that shit, and you're going to get tired of sitting in it. And instead of getting tired and being mad that you're still sitting in it, clean yourself up, get that shit off of you, forgive, and move on. Because one thing I'm going to tell y'all, no matter how painted up and how nice the shit look, the shit still stinks. Again, no matter how nice and how painted up the shit appears to be, the shit still stinks. But yeah, guys, that's it for me today, because I have some work to do. I gotta do a whole damn research paper, and guess when it's due? Tomorrow. Yep. Y'all gonna be like, Destiny, why are you waiting till today to do a research paper? Look, I had some shit come up, and for my peace, what works for me, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do what I need to do right now. Relax and hop on it. I'm rested. I feel good. I'm happy. I'm loved. My husband loves me. I love him. I love my mom. She loves me. My kids love me. I have the support and love I need from the people that I need it from. So I'm good. That's all I needed to give me that boost to get it done. And trust me, I've done research papers on the day that they're actually due. Some people like, how the hell you do that? Sometimes I don't know, but then I think about it. I'm a powerful motherfucker, so damn. I need to stop cussing, because I've been hearing people talk about, hey, if you're going to get paid for doing this stuff, you can't be cussing. Whew, I had to catch myself. You see that? But yeah, it's just one of them things. I'll get better with time, or maybe I won't. I'm not saying I'm bad, because it's just me. It's just me expressing and talking. People don't care about that. I've never really had nobody complain to me about this. Well, my dad's just concerned about how people will receive it, how they'll look at me and things like that. But I'm like, yeah, I don't really care how people receive me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's a way you should carry yourself to be, to be respected and stuff like that. But you have to give the respect first in order to get it. So, I don't know. But, anywho, y'all have a good day, and I'm out.